Howdy folks, welcome back. Today I got a little tutorial for you. I have built one of these auto furnace arrays on my Let's Play world, and a couple of subscribers asked me if I could do a tutorial, and normally on something like this I wouldn't, but on this one I'm going to, only because a lot of the tutorials I've seen out there, while they work fine on distributing items, there's an issue when you try to put one item. So there's 15 furnaces right here, and say we want to put exactly 15 items, just for say we want to put 15. Most of the tutorials, the items get stuck in the hoppers unless you put 15 or more, or you put a second load in. It's like they get stuck in there and they don't actually come down. And on this one, I put a little fail-safe feature, which is, don't mind all this redstone, this is for the lighting, which is another comparator with redstone leading back to the original redstone and comparator at the beginning. It's kind of like it reads the front and it reads the beginning and end of the items coming through, to where it'll actually distribute them evenly and also make them come down right away and not get stuck. Additional stuff, which I won't put in the tutorial, but I'll put a world download link, is lighting right here. These lights will turn on and off as items go through, so you can actually see the last item go here, or you can see it go wherever, depending on how many items you have. We have the output chest right here. This is where items will come right here. And these lights right here are default off, but they will flicker as items come into the chest. So once you see these turn off, you know all your items came through. And we have input and fuel input right there. So I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. Let's pick 15 items exactly. And this setup should make it to where, whoops, all 15 gets distributed evenly and come down to the furnaces right away. So we put the 15 in, we'll watch the lights. There they go. That's telling you items are flowing all the way down, all the way down. Bam! And as you can see, they come down in one shot. Now, I will show you, without the added failsafe I put on there, what this does. So is this done? Okay. Now you can see these lights blinking, saying, hey, items are coming in. Once these physically shut off, then you know that done. They're more of a visual thing when you're doing stuff around, you know. You could just take a look. Oh, okay, items are done, 15. In my Let's Play, I actually did 2. I did one right here, and then exactly one right here. That it's exactly mirrored to this. So I have 30 furnaces that can go at the same time. Now, let's take off, let's just dispower that. Let's take off the failsafe feature that I put on there. And this is the normal setup right here, which would be the comparator to the block, to the redstone, boom. And let's put exactly 15 items in there again. And let's see what happens. The odds are they're not going to go through. And there we go. We can see them getting distributed by the lights. And the furnaces are on. We won't be able to tell since they're already on. But if you look, none of them came through, as you can see. Now, if we were to send an extra 15 through, like the second time around, they would come down. And it works. It works distributing stuff, but that's the issue. What if you only want to cook just one set of items? They get stuck. So now, additional 15 go through, and now the first set should have came down, and like so. Now, the other 15 that are in there are stuck. Again, they're stuck. So that's why I put this little fail-safe feature in right here, making it perfect. Now, since I lit that other item should have came down, and they did. They're already starting to process. So now there's going to be nothing in the system. We should have, how many should there be? Would it be would it be 45? 15, 15, 15? Yeah, I think so. Let's see. I think it should be 45. Yep, 45. Okay, so we know all the items came down. Enough with the ramble. Let's start with the tutorial. First, set 15 furnaces up. Easy. Let's put the hoppers underneath in here. we'll need to take out a space. And actually, let's get the chest in as well, because this kind of lines us up for our hoppers. So we know we got to be 1, 2 away from the furnaces and 1 in front. So 1, 2 away from the furnaces and 1 in front. So that's output. And then the top one is 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks up. So 3 in between. 1, 2, 3. And usually for the input for items, like the first one I have there, I like using a trap chest. And I like this because it doesn't release the items until you close the chest. So it's kind of, I kind of like that feature. Let's make it day. So there's our setups: input, fuel, output. So from the output, we can point that one into that, and then just point them all into each other. Very simple. And you want to shift click while you're doing this. And I'm just going to cover that just so I don't fall in them. So that's done. Let's put the rest of the hoppers on. We need hoppers going straight down into the furnaces. So that's pretty simple. Again, shift click. And then we need them into the back. And again, shift click. Pretty simple. Oops. That's what happens when you don't shift click. You access the menu. And then up here, let's start over here. We're going to need, we'll start the little bit of redstone. We're going to need a block at the end of this one and at the end of that one. Going to need 2 comparators, comparator, comparator. Then from here, we can put the rest of the hoppers on top. So point this hopper into the corner of that comparator, into the corner. There we go. So that hopper will point into the comparator. And then point all of them into that. Very simple, easy. And bring that all the way over until you're under that chest. Okay. And then the second row, same thing again. Point it into the corner of that comparator, like so. And then just point all of these into that. Shift click in. Don't forget to shift click and make sure you are pointed right. If one hopper is pointed the wrong way, you will mess this up. Point the next one on top. So jump, shift click down, and then the other one, shift click into that. So there we go. That's it. These two will not interfere with each other. Simple as that. Let's start the redstone. We'll start it in the back where the fuel would go. So off this comparator, we want to block. So shift click right on the corner. Bam. Same with this one. Shift click on the corner. Bam. Torch. Torch. Then a block next to that. And blocks all the way down. After your blocks, redstone all the way down. 15 pieces of redstone until you get to right next to this comparator. You need a repeater. Bam. That whole line should be on. Yes. And again, right next to that block, blocks all the way down. So repeat and rinse, or rinse and repeat, whatever, however you say it. Bring the redstone all the way, and right next to that comparator, a repeater, and that line should be on. Bam. Right now, this would be a normal setup. This would be done, actually. That's it. That's all you would need. And just for testing purposes, let's throw some fuel in the fuel. So the fuel should start getting distributed, and it should distribute somewhat evenly. I think it's pretty even. There might be a hopper sometimes here or there that winks out and does something weird, but yeah, there it goes. It's starting to go through. There we go. Okay, so now we have fuel. So now we can see them light up when we put items in. So let's grab 15 items. This would be a normal setup right here. And let's put 15 in, and they'll get distributed. We should see this line flicker, or maybe it already, oh, there it is right there. And yet the items do not come down. They get stuck. So let's add the failsafe on real quick. So what we do is, right here's the first or last furnace, however you look at it. The comparator is going to be 1 away. So we know the furnace is right here. We're going to be 1 away. Whoops. We're going to want a comparator. That comparator is going to compare this hopper right here. So you can set it on the hopper and it will not affect the hopper. Then a block like normal. So shift click. A torch. And then a block all the way. And we don't want to put it here because it'll interfere with this line. So we're 1 block away. And we want to bring this all the way up to this one. So what we can do is we can step it up anywhere. You can step it up like this or like that. So we'll step it up there, bring it over. And over this torch, we can't have a full block because it'll affect it. So we're going to want a half slab. So if you put a half slab there, this torch will not affect it. You can throw a full block there. That won't matter. Throw dust. Actually, let's start over here. Throw dust until it ends. Wherever it ends, throw a repeater. So wherever it ends, right there. Like so. That's it. That's the failsafe. And that's it. Now, all those items came down perfectly, you see? So now if we were to put another 15 in, they will come down perfectly. So all those items are already done smelting. So in a second, we're going to see the next items drop through. And bam, look at that. Perfect. And that's it, you guys. That's the whole tutorial. That's it. I'll put a download in the link if you would like to copy the lighting and stuff. That's not part of the tutorial, so I'm not going to do it. It's real simple. Just, you can copy my wiring right here. Torches, redstone, some blocks, and that's it. But any block that I have set, you want to set it like that. Everything else is aesthetics. It's just for looks. Same with this. If you want to know how to wire this up, all it is it's right under here. You can come and see it. I'll leave this open. There you go. To wire these lamps up, it's very easy. You can cover it all up. No problemo. Don't put a full block right here because of that torch. You'll need a half block there if you want to cover it because that torch will affect it. It'll actually short it out. See it? Like so. So, you're going to want a half slab. Other than that, that's it for this one. Very simple. Just a quick tip for you guys on your fuel line right here. This is your fuel line. To save fuel, like say you load up the chest full of fuel, just to save some from it just sitting in the hoppers, so it's just not sitting there, use a non-stackable item, and the best item that I like to use because I have so many are ender pearls, and just line up 4 in them like so. Because if you do put enough fuel in here eventually, it'll all fill up, and there's just no point to filling up all this with 64 fuel and it just sitting there. That's tons of fuel. So just go through and use a not stackable item like so, and that'll just help you with some fuel there. And that's it. That's the little failsafe. Very simple. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And yeah, that's it. World download. I'll provide a link. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye now.